Welcome back, Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. You know we like to give away things on the show. Right now, 10th caller at 800-636-1067. We'll hook you with some tickets to check out WWE Live at the Patriot Center December 6th. See all your favorite WWE superstars in action, including Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Kane, and many more. Tickets on sale now. Visit WWE.com to get yours today. Got Tarek El-Bashir from CSN joining us coming up at 9:20, but we wanted to get it back into kind of an RG3 discussion here. If you want to chime in, 800-636-1067. And it's based on Jay Gruden's press conference yesterday, where he did indicate that Colt McCoy was the starter, but he also left the door wide open that if RG3 is 100%. Here's what he first said about Colt McCoy.
Right now, we're going to move forward with Colt. We're going to plan. I like to make the decision as soon as I can just to get the reps because I'm a big rep guy, and I want to make sure we get the starter ready to go. And moving forward for the Cowboys, we're going to start with Colt. And then Kirk's going to get the reps that he gets, and he'll be ready to go in if need be. But Colt will be the starter. I'm planning on Monday night.
So that sounds pretty definitive.
Right.
But then later in the press conference, this is what he said about RG3 returning to the field.
Well, Robert has to, first of all, be honest with himself and how he's feeling. He's got to get out there, run around, and he's ultimately, if he gets cleared from the doctors, which we don't know if he's totally cleared yet, we're still going through the rehab process. He's going through his drills at the rate that we want him to go through them, and we'll give him a little bit more this week and see where he's at. But ultimately, can he cut without pain? Can he run without pain? Is he full speed? Is it sturdy enough? Does he feel like it is? Does he play good with the brace on? There's a lot of issues that still go into making him a starter or seeing if he's ready or not, and a lot of those are out of my hands. He's going to have to make those decisions and the trainers.
You got to have the clip, though, where he talks about how ultimately he's not going to rule him out. That's the critical part.
Larry and the doctors tell me about when it's good for him to go out and play a real football game. Do they feel comfortable putting him out there? And then if they say yes, then Robert's got to let me know, do you feel comfortable going out there in a game? And if he says yes, then I have to feel comfortable about putting Robert out there in a game. We'll go through that process just like that.
See, he's just not definitive on it.
It's a three-pronged.
The one thing he is definitive on is announcing Colt McCoy was the starter.
Right, but you don't have the part there where he said, I wouldn't rule him out, right? You don't have that audio.
That's still not being definitive, though.
I think, though,
but it's talking out of both sides of your mouth.
I'm telling you, I think that's why he's doing it.
He's going through logical steps. He said, if yes,
I agree.
Then I talk to Robert. And if Robert says yes,
then I have to decide if I'm comfortable.
Right. Right, but why not rule him out? Because obviously you can't be comfortable if you've only seen him take a few scout reps and he's just been cleared medically when all along you said he needed 2 weeks.
Because
he needed at least 2 weeks of full practice before you would clear him.
He wants Dallas to second-guess it.
But you guys think he's making a mistake.
I think it's more, the more I think about it.
Don't coaches do this all the time?
Yes, but I don't know how gamesy he is. I think it's more he's just leaving that carrot out there for Robert.
Just making Robert happy?
Yes.
That could be it, too.
I really think that's what it is. Because if he wanted to keep Dallas guessing, he'd still have Kirk as a potential starter. You know? Why limit it to Colt? Kirk started all the previous games.
Just because Kirk and Colt are pretty much the same quarterback.
I think
Colt's a little faster.
I think appeasement is part of it.
I think that's
because if he went out and said, there's no way Robert is going to play in Dallas, and then Robert passes all the tests, he's frustrated as a competitor.
Why?
He's like,
why?
what else
Here's
can
the
I
thing.
do?
Why? Because he said all along, after he's cleared, he needs 2 full weeks of practice.
Okay, but
now
Robert
he's changing the dialogue.
But Robert probably sees it as that he practiced last week. Practiced as much as Colt McCoy.
He ran around and somebody did a 15-second Vine video.
Oh, I saw him dropping back, throwing passes.
Whatever.
In line with the other guys.
Practice speed.
Here's your clip.
Yeah.
Too
quick?
No, I can't rule him out. But,
Okay.
he still has a long way to go.
Okay.
I wouldn't rule him out.
There you go.
Ways to go to show that he can play, show that ankle's 100%. That's the big thing is, he's got to be 100% ready to go.
Long way to go.
I know, but Jason, he's going to show.
Long way to go.
I'm telling you. Here's one thing I know about Robert Griffin III. I don't know if he's any good as a quarterback, but I know he's a physical freak. And even hurt, he's going to wow you with some sort of physical test. He'll jump on top of a refrigerator, or he'll zigzag left and right. He'll do something, and you'll go, well, you know what? Some bitch can probably
but you
play.
know what? He could go out there and he look great in that test, but the trainers and the doctors and the coaches could get together and say, yeah, but it's too soon.
I would hope so.
Just because he passes all these tests doesn't mean anything. Jay Gruden never said, if he passes the test, he's going to be my starting quarterback on Monday.
No, but it's the first hurdle. And once that snowball,
first of many.
Once that snowball starts rolling downhill, I'm afraid that this is what Robert does. All in for week 1.
It was basically a 3-step process that they said if he passes all the tests,
which he's gonna.
That's number
I'm
one.
convinced he's going to.
Then he's going to talk to Robert, and if
Right.
Robert wants to
He'll
play,
lie.
then he gets to step 3, which
definitely
is
wants to
his decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the decision. That's what it comes down to. And he'll
Right.
decide he's not ready. Let's go with Colt.
That's what you believe.
That's what I believe.
I think that he could go with
Been
RG3
wrong many
because he
times,
wants to win the
believe me.
game, and he thinks he's the best guy under center to get them to a win in Dallas.
I'm stunned. We had Mike Jones on yesterday. Mike put it at 30% chance that Robert plays. I thought that was way high. Now I think it's like 50-50. Like, I think it's totally up for grabs.
If
And I'm
Robert
stunned by that.
If Robert goes out there, if he starts Robert and Robert goes out there and either A, gets hurt again, or B, looks like ass and looks like poo doing it,
Right.
Gruden's going to get killed for it. I don't think he is going to risk that at all. I think he's going to go with Colt for maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. Give him the bye week. That's 3 more weeks of getting healthy.
At
If
least
he
you and
gets
I
hurt
agree.
again-
Hold on, let me finish this thought. At least you and I agree that the prudent time to bring him back is after the bye week.
Yes.
You and I agree. JP doesn't. You and I lockstep on that.
I don't know. Look, I don't see him in practice every day. If the guy passes all the tests and the trainers say he's good to go,
I'm erring
why
on the side
hold
of
him
caution.
back?
More
And
reps.
here's what
More
I'll
reps.
say.
More reps.
Here's what I'll say. If he gets hurt, to me, that's just an inevitability. Like,
Why is that?
Because why do you believe he's going to get hurt if he comes back this week and not 2 weeks from now?
Because it
Because
might
the
not be
ankle will be
fully
stronger.
healthy.
Okay,
Yes.
but
The
guys-
I mean,
ligaments.
that's common sense.
But guys turn ankles, not if it's already healed. If it's already healed, 2 weeks from now isn't different than today.
You don't
if
think
it's
the
healed
ankle
at
is weak?
100%,
It won't be stronger in 3 weeks than it is now?
Not if it's already healed 100%. There's nothing beyond 100%.
Who knows what 100% means? No one knows what that means.
Okay, but if the doctors
Time heals it.
if
That's
the-
what heals injuries, time.
But if the doctors look at it, I don't know if they do ultrasounds, if they do MRIs, if they look at it and say it's completely healed, there's nothing beyond that.
I disagree
My
with that.
point is,
I totally disagree.
6 weeks from now isn't different than 2 weeks from now, isn't different than today if you're 100%.
Okay, well,
Like, I'll just pick a body part.
you don't.
Is your elbow
No
100?
doctor is going to know if he's 100%.
If
The
you're
only person who knows if he's 100% or not is Robert.
okay, but if your elbow is 100% right now, it's not better 2 weeks from now.
I don't think you're making any good points, honestly. If you
Well,
think
because you're
that
locked into your thinking.
it's common sense to think that an ankle injury, a dislocated ankle, would be stronger in 3 weeks than it is today. It's common sense.
The longer you wait.
With all the strength and condition, with all the rehab he's doing, I'm sure he's doing it every day.
Agreed if it's not 100%. My point is, if it's already recovered to 100%,
We're
it
saying,
doesn't get better.
And I don't
We're
believe
saying
that you're
from
right.
now.
I don't believe you're right.
We're
Okay.
saying that that's
I
unlikely.
don't know.
I don't believe
We're
it's
saying it's
100%.
unlikely to be 100% in such a short period of time.
I know.
It's
But we
probably
don't know that.
good enough that he could run around a little bit because we've obviously seen he can do that.
And it's
If it's
not,
less than 100%, I agree
Let me tell you
with
something.
you.
If it was
not
100%,
better.
he wouldn't need that dumbass brace. Big old bulky brace.
when did he take that thing off?
What?
That cast he was wearing.
I
How
don't know,
long has he
a
had
couple
that
weeks
off? A
ago.
couple weeks. He's had it off for 2 weeks.
Well, he still had a hard cast. My
There's no
understanding
way
is
that thing's
he has
100%.
a hard brace on.
There,
A guy that's 100% is not wearing a hard brace on his ankle.
the risk way outweighs the reward on this.
You're 100% right.
Here's
I mean,
the thing.
it's stupid. It's borderline asinine to play him this week.
I think listening to Jay Gruden, and if you just read the tea leaves, I think it's not likely that he will be on the field on Monday night. But if he passes all the tests and the doctors tell the head coach he's 100%, and the head coach looks at him and he's running zigzags all over the field and he looks good, he may go with him.
All right, let's go. We only got like 4 minutes or so, and then we go Tarek on. Let's go to Dan in D.C. Dan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Dan.
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna put it like this. Let's go ahead and sit RG3 down until after the bye. What's the use of trying to hurry him back so
There's
soon?
no sense.
Let's see what Colt 45 does with the Cowboys. You know, it is rivalry week. This is where everything is laid down on the line, regardless. This is where it's laid down on the line, where we talk smack, we hit them with smack, and everything we've got, man.
Thank
Man,
you.
y'all laughing, but EB, stop being a doggone Debbie Downer.
Well,
You
I
better-
just think it's silly when you put so much emphasis on one game. Maryland fans, I'm a two-time Maryland
Man.
guy. Maryland fans do the same thing with Duke.
Dude, you a Debbie Downer, man. Get up, raise up, and cheer this team up to victory, man.
I don't think I
Well, it
have
has
any
nothing to
impact
do
on
with
it.
what he says
That's
about the
a-
team.
You know, it's a whole
Thank
different
you, Dan.
issue.
You don't
Thank
have
you.
any impact on what the Redskins do on Monday night.
I just hate when teams get up for one game across the season. It's just stupid.
But he thinks regardless
Well, that's what fans think.
of
Players
tests,
don't think that way.
he wants RG3 to sit.
Yeah. Let's go to.
I think most people do.
Let's go to Dave quickly. Dave, College Park.
Hey, I think that if he's healthy, he's going to play. But basically, it's a real long shot, and that's all Gruden was saying in the press conference. Saying, well, if he's 100% healthy, and I agree, so of course he's going to play. But more than likely, he's not. The good thing about it is now is RG3's confidence is through the roof now because he knows there's garbage behind him. So he doesn't have to worry about the job.
Right.
That's a great.
No, that's another good point.
We've talked about it. There's a great picture, and if you're watching the game of RG3 congratulating Colt McCoy, I mean, he couldn't be happier because he's not threatened at all. I never saw him do that with Kirk.
It's weird, man. He's a weird dude.
You don't think he ever did that with Kirk?
I'm sure he
may
did.
have, but just the camera captured it, and you hadn't seen it. And
He's actually saying a level of jubilation that you didn't see.
The smile was ear to ear.
To me, what I saw.
Did he feel more threatened by Kirk than Colt? Of course.
Yeah.
I think we all knew that.
I'm guessing that he still has a lot of respect for Colt, growing up in Texas and seeing what he did a few years ahead of him. Colt McCoy was an icon in that state.
He was a very good college player.
Yeah. Let's go to.
He's only a couple years older than Robert.
Let's go to Walt, Alexandria. Quickly, Walt.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. How you doing this
Hey,
morning?
doing great, my friend.
What's up, Walt?
The problem with RG, even if he comes back during the Dallas game, say he plays a real good game, the problem is RG is injury prone. Even if he plays a good game then, he's going to get hurt before the season is out, and there's not too much you can do about it. So it doesn't matter whether you bring him back for the Dallas game or you wait 3-4 weeks. He's still going to have the problem of being injury prone.
I tend to agree with you, Walt.
I did it.
Thank you.
I tend
Thank
to
you,
agree
buddy.
with you. At some point, you got to take the bubble wrap off.
Yeah. Let's do it real quick. Let's go to Dr. B. I always like to hear
Dr. B.
his opinion as
What's
a
up, guys?
doctor of physical therapy. Go ahead, Doc.
What's up, guys? First of all, Jason, you're right. Time heals all wounds. But I will say this. So JP, one thing is that he may be physically able to play, but he's not 100% healthy. In fact, he won't be 100% healthy until the end of the year. I mean, when you have an ankle injury like this dislocation, his body is still trying to heal itself. It's still trying to come back. He may be able to go in with minimal, if any, pain. He may be able to complete all the tests and the jumping ability and everything that they ask him to do in a pretty controlled environment. But he's not going to be, quote unquote, healthy.
Right. It's going to take months and months.
I think that's what Jay Gruden's saying. He's saying, yeah, if he's healthy, he's 100% healthy, I'll play him. But he knows deep down he's probably not ever going to be 100% healthy.
Dr. Bart's saying not at any point this season will he probably ever be healthy.
No, but he'll be healthier in 3 weeks than he is today.
So, Barton, say you're the doctor. You're making the critical call. And let's just say he does pass the controlled tests.
Yeah.
When do you tell the head coach it's okay to put him back on the field?
So our basic rule is you got to pass the control test, then you got to go through a couple of non-contact practices, then you got to go through some full contact practices. And when you're able to do that without having any sign of any dysfunction, any inability to perform at the level that you're supposed to perform at, then you can go back into games. The tough part is we generally like people to get into scrimmaging and doing, like real game simulations before they get into games.
Yeah, but those quarterbacks never do that. They put on a yellow jersey and they're never touched.
And that's the tough part because, Robert Griffin has shown, that he is a little bit porcelain. And this goes back to just long-standing things that he's had since college. But he is porcelain. He is difficult. You're not going to be able to simulate game-like activity in practice. So the prudent thing is to keep him out for a few weeks. The problem is you have all these graspers calling in, big Redskins fans that think, God, if we can just beat Dallas, we'll be 3-5, and then who knows?
I actually think the majority of our callers, I believe, don't want Robert to play against Dallas.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, look, Colt McCoy, he beat Nebraska, and if you can beat Nebraska, then you can beat Dallas.
That's a Nebraska grad.
Thank you, Dr. Bishop.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right. Everybody wants to weigh in with their medical opinion. Hopefully, it's just a big old ruse, and it's just some sort of agreement that he already has with Robert, and it's just to keep the Cowboys guessing.
Here's what I know about you, though. If Robert plays and they run the read option and he gives you a Russell Wilson-like performance where
I'm gonna be
Russell
beside.
Wilson threw for 300 yards and 100 yards rushing,
Oh, yeah.
you're
I'll be
all
in.
back in.
I can't see it, though. I've learned from him coming back too soon, what we saw in the first 6 or 8 weeks last year when he was, quote unquote, medically cleared. That guy was a joke. He was half the athlete he was.
By the way,
before.
we haven't played the game yet. Will EB like it? Put down Dallas week, another thing EB doesn't like.
Which is?
Dallas week.
Dallas week.
No, I don't mind Dallas week. I don't put an overemphasis on beating Dallas. I just think that's stupid.
It's just one of 16 games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing. Maryland fans would infuriate me. If you just beat Duke. Well, you have to, back in the day, you would have to beat
Now they
Wake
say
Forest.
just beat Michigan.
Right? I mean, we don't know what to say because we don't even have a rival.
Beat Indiana.
But
Beat
they would
Ohio
act
State.
like beating Virginia and beating Wake Forest and beating Georgia Tech. It wasn't as good.
So we'll see. I mean, if I had to put money on, I'd say there's no chance he's playing, but I'm 3-12 on Big Fat Winners Radio. I'll probably pick a loser again.
All right, coming up next, Tarek El-Bashir, Redskins reporter for Comcast Sportsnet.